Hi guys, back again with 2012's The Heretic, and this was basically, I need to get this right, this was Peter Hanford's first film, and it was filmed between Leeds and Bradford, the Leeds and Bradford area. This had a £30,000 budget, and it really shows. Basically the film is about Father James Pallister, who is a troubled Catholic priest whose faith is crushed when Claire commits suicide. Basically, he promised to protect her. She commits suicide. Is forced to return basically to his parish for Tom's death because Tom commits suicide too. And then basically he gets stuck in a house overnight. That's right. And all these demons from his past basically pop up. And that's when it turns into a big pile of shit. That's right. This movie has been compared to The Exorcist. Now, if you watch this movie and you compare it to The Exorcist, I'll slap you around the face. It's awful. It's absolutely crap. So basically, he's in the house, and I'm going to try and tell you a bit about what I think happened, because it jumps about so much. So basically, when he's in the house, he wakes up, and it's all boarded up, and the policeman's in there, and they get into a bit of a heated argument. So there's a big bang on the door, and the policeman goes outside. That's right. He goes outside, and you hear this noise, like a scream, and then all this stuff coming through the letterbox, which I think is supposed to be his insides. Not effective at all. Not enough blood. Not effective. And basically, they start seeing different women in the house and talking to him. One tries to have sex with him. One tells him about being pregnant. One by one, these weird things happen to him. One dies while she's on his lap. Yeah. One basically bites him and dies. And you just sit there going, this isn't interesting. Like, there's this great scene where he sees Tom and Claire. And Claire's in the bathroom. Tom says to him, "We came to you for help, Father, and you gave us 3 Hail Marys and a fuck you." I was in tears of laughter at that scene. But the whole character development in this movie is awful. Watching the movie is like watching paint dry. You just want to get over and done with. And it does it for like a whole hour. And this felt like one of those films that could have been about 30 minutes or 45-minute short movie, because it just bores your witless. Again, it's got quite a nice cover, and what I've learned from horror movies over the last couple of months is what I've said all along: if they've got a good cover, they're rubbish. And this is one of those movies. I wouldn't recommend it. The acting's awful. There's no character development between the people that matters. You just sit there going, this is unbelievable. Basically, as well as it gets these dark figures haunting him, basically, and there's a part in it where he walks into a room and somebody's strangling his friend, William. And this is a spoiler in case you want to see the movie, which if you do, you need to get your head sorted, because it's awful. So, and he pulls the hood off, and it turns out to be Father James Pallister himself. So basically he's looking at himself. So you're sitting there going, is this a demon or is he schizophrenic? So then it turns out apparently that he killed everybody. And he's like, oh, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. No, I didn't do it. She made me do it. No, it's not me. It's you. Oh. And you're just sitting there going, nah. Because it's like, how can I put it? So like, there's scenes where the guy, where his self is talking to him, but this self of him is evil. And he's saying things to him like, oh, you never wanted to be a Catholic. Your father made you be a Catholic, and you did what your daddy told you to do. And you're sitting there going, is he schizophrenic, or is this supposed to be a demon? And then basically you see this evil version of him killing everybody, you know, like in the flashbacks. Because this film's full of flashbacks. It's full of him seeing stuff. And you're like, what's real? What isn't? Why couldn't they make a film where it made sense? So you're sitting there watching it, and right at the end, spoiler alert again. So if you if you didn't care about the first spoiler, you'll care about this spoiler. So basically, at the end of the film, he decides, Father James Pallister decides he's going to jump off the banister and hang himself, where the noose was through the whole film, where people have killed themselves. So he's sitting there, well, standing there, sorry, and himself's going, oh, you're not going to do it, be a good boy, because you haven't been told to do it. And you're sitting there going, oh, no. And he's like loosening it up, he's like, that's a good boy. And then it's like, and it goes to the credits. And you're just sitting there going, where was this story going? Were we supposed to believe that Father James Pastor killed these people? Were we supposed to believe that the schizophrenic evil part himself did? Were we supposed to believe that the demon was making him believe he did? Well, because he had demons inside him while he was drinking about where these people come to him asking him for help, and he promised to help them, and then they died. But you're like, did he kill them? Did they kill themselves? What is this movie about? After the movie, I looked up everywhere to try and find out reasons for it, and I just couldn't figure it out. On the Blu-ray, there's a director-producer commentary, and I have to be honest, I can't be bothered to watch the movie again just to listen to the commentary. Because that would have been 3 hours out of my life on a piece of crap. So, this was, I want to get this right, this was Peter Hanford's, basically, first film. And he was the first time he had written and directed a film. And I think he did a similarly good job. If it had been a 45-minute film, it probably would have been a lot better. But the fact that it's an hour and a half just makes it awful. And films like this give English movies a bad name. I mean, I'm just like, oh, why can't we have some decent movies in England? Like real decent horror movies. Like Truth or Dare and Panic Button. They're not bad. I mean, they're not the greatest, but they're not bad. So, yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was a big letdown. Thought it was incredibly boring, extremely snail-paced, slow. Nothing really happens. And when it does get happening, like Claire, the dead Claire, when she's dead, you see like this kind of ghost version of her going, and nothing really happens. There's a bit where he's dreaming that he's over the bathtub and she grabs hold of him and pulls him in. But only half his body goes in, like, not in the movies where they get pulled in and then their whole body goes under the water or anything. Nothing like that. So that was a big letdown. It was just dreadful. Anyone who likes this, anyone watches this and likes this movie, please tell me what you liked about the movie. Because I can't find anything redeeming about it. And to be honest with you, half the time I felt like I couldn't even understand what was going on in the movie. Jump, 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 jump. Oh, flashback, flashback. Oh, we're back again. Flashback, back again. Oh, we're in a different scene now. Oh, what's going on? It'd be like me grabbing hold of a jigsaw puzzle and smashing it all up constantly, going, oh, what's it meant to be? What's the movie meant to be? Like, if I grabbed hold of this and I ripped up everything on it and you had no idea what it was beforehand, and I ripped it up and I said to you from pieces of paper, what is it? What is the film? What is it supposed to be? You'd go, I've got no idea. And that's what it's like in this movie. So some of the positives in this movie are Andrew Squires, who plays Father James Pallister. He does look distraught. He does look like he's on edge. He does look like he's got serious demons. He does look like he's suffering. But as like a priest, he says fuck constantly. And you're like, that's not appropriate. You know? And I just found the movie just so slow. His character was interesting, but only for like 10 minutes. And then you're like, yeah, we're going around in circles in this movie. The same thing over and over. But not like this. Like this. Oh, we're getting close to a shot. It's getting shot. So it was terrible, basically. So this is the cast. Andrew Squires, Michael J. Tolt, James Zachary, Janet Clift as Yummy Mummy 1, Jeff Clift as Melissa's father, Paul Dunstan as Susie's father, Sheldon Dodson as Yummy Mummy 2, Holly Fletcher, Susie Thomas, Will Fox, Joe Franklin, and so forth. The Inspector, who is played by Will Fox, he's got a great accent. It's like this. It's like this. Hold on. We think it was a murder, and yeah, we're gonna go around and investigate it now. I hope you don't mind. I think it was murder. I don't think it was suicide. Then he gets killed. He was the most interesting character. But yeah, so the movie, you didn't get it the first time, it sucked. It was terrible. Awful. I was given this for free by my cousin, and now I know why, because it's rubbish. So final words, I give it a 0.5. That's right, 0.5. Don't buy it. Don't recommend it. If you do recommend it to your worst enemy. Because it'll bore them to want to commit suicide. Like, this movie is like, you know, everything in this movie is about suicide, about how it's wrong against, you know, the Catholic beliefs. It's just terrible. Like, it's a bit where the bloke's committing suicide and he says to him, don't worry, I've accepted it, you'll be in heaven. And you're like, But yeah, so don't watch this movie. Don't buy it. If you do buy it for 10p and then take a big dump on it after you've watched it because it's awful. This movie made me feel sick. It gave me diarrhea. So 0.5 guys, I'm sorry this review was bad, but the movie was just absolutely dreadful. I didn't enjoy it. I thought it was horrible. I'm sure there's people out there that will enjoy it because people like, you know. But to be honest with you, I will say this. It was a good first attempt for somebody who was new at filmmaking, because I think no matter how bad a film is, it's got to be, you know, you got to give them props for making a movie for the first time. So let's have a look. What's his name again? Peter Hanford. Well done. I'm giving you a hand. And now quit the movie business because it's awful. But anyway. So thanks for watching, guys. As always, have a lovely day and take care. Haha. It's going in the bin. It's going in the bin. This movie shit and it's fucking going in the bin.